where of the places you visited, where would you most recommend?
As for Mexico,
No, just out of every place that you've been in your lifetime, where are like some of the
Cambodia.
highlights? Cambodia.
Cambodia and Indonesia. I just came back from Bali
Uh-huh.
a month ago, so Indonesia and Bali.
Are you traveling on your own, or are you with? How has that been?
I'm traveling on my own, sometimes with a friend, and
Yes.
sometimes with a family. It depends. It differs a
Uh-huh.
lot. Yeah.
But just how has traveling on your own been? Because I think a lot
Wonderful.
of people are scared to do that. Or,
Yes, I mean, I am a person that is not scared of anything. So for me, to keep a very busy travel schedule is important because I want to see as many countries as possible, hopefully all during my lifetime. So I cannot wait if someone is available or not. I'm just going, you know.
Uh-huh.
So it's a wonderful experience. I mean, it's even really hard to say for me how different it is because I did it so many times, and it's very freeing. You get to know a lot of people, and
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that next. Have you met a lot of interesting people along the journey, and how has that been? And how has it been just to know somebody maybe just temporarily, like you may not be moving on with them or
Right.
seeing them ever again in your whole lifetime?
I made tons of friends. I met tons of people. Some I do keep contact with, some I don't. Some visit me to their country. For example, in Vietnam, I met a wonderful couple from South Korea, and I keep contact with them, and they're like, Eva, you got to come and visit us. So it's like really, really wonderful. Yeah, you definitely meet much more people if you travel alone.
How have you been able to afford this?
So I was lucky because I had pretty good savings from my construction job, and plus I started making some extra income from my Instagram account. So my Instagram, Travel the World Hack.
Yeah, I'll be sure to put a link
Yeah.
in the description, and I know you also have a YouTube
Yes.
site, so I will definitely put descriptions
That would be
or
amazing.
links in the description.
Yeah, so I do have some side income, which is not that big yet, but I do have some side income from Instagram where companies ask me to promote their product and services from time to time in exchange for payment and products. Yeah.
Have you earned money any other way while you've been traveling, or that's basically it?
So I am a content creator, so sometimes I help people with, I also published a book about how to succeed on Instagram. So a lot of people contact me with regards to helping them growing their accounts. So that's what I do. I do some websites. So it's all within content creation and Instagram work. And I do coach people how to get followers on Instagram, how to grow their account, and how to monetize on a good Instagram account. Yeah.
So you're more on Instagram than YouTube, it sounds.
Yes.
Okay,
definitely.
because I did check out your YouTube, but I
Yeah.
haven't checked out your Instagram.
Yeah,
stuff
because
yet.
it's very, when you work intense on Instagram, it's
Yeah.
very hard to keep it up growing on YouTube. So I'm not that focused, but a lot of people ask me about it because on my YouTube account, I recommend, it's much more in depth as for my travels, because on my YouTube account you can see where to travel, where to stay, where to eat, and how to do it all that efficiently, economically.
How have you been able to grow your Instagram account? Like, can you give maybe some suggestions
Yes.
to people that may be listening?
So there are a lot of things. The whole knowledge, I can give just few suggestions.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah, which is no problem. But the whole knowledge, that I included in my book, it's like 20, 30 pages. So there is simply a lot of actions that you need to do in order to grow your account. So if I tell you one or two things, it might not work that way, but definitely I can say, it's never overnight success. If you see people that suddenly got a lot of followers, which Instagram doesn't like that, and they have policies working against that, they usually bought followers or likes or stuff like that. But if you want to grow organically, you need to work a lot on it. So the images and the videos need to be visually appealing, colorful, beautiful, consistent. You need to have a defined audience, and you need to work on it almost every day.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So that's my basic suggestion. But there are a lot of like smaller things that you have to do, as for hashtags, captions. It's hard to remember because it's a big knowledge that I collected over many months. So it's impossible for me to say it in a few sentences. But these are the most important things that I mentioned.
Do you ever get worn out from traveling? Like, do you ever oh my gosh, I just want to stay in one place for a couple of days
Never.
and just chill out? No.
Never. I always, even if I'm most happy in a place, I'm already thinking where and what I want to see next, because I feel like I won't have time to see everything, and I have to see everything before I die.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, oh my God. And I want to see this country and that country. And there are like so many beautiful places that you can see and people have no idea about. And I want to bring it and show it to the world.
Can you talk about just a little bit about practical things, like where do you get your mail delivered? How do you get health care, insurance, just things like that?
So, what was the first question?
Where do you get your mail delivered?
No, I have my apartment.
Oh, you still maintain an apartment?
I maintain an apartment. No, because when I went traveling,
yes,
I didn't do it on the run. I was coming back.
Ah, I see.
So I went to, for example, Bermuda, and then I came back. Then I went to Vietnam and Cambodia, and then I came back.
I see.
Then I went to Barbados, I came back. Then I went to Dominican.
So you kind of still maintain a home base.
Yeah.
Got it.
I have everything.
I see.
Yeah.
So you still have health insurance, or how do you do your health
So
insurance?
right now, I am getting into that. So I'm starting another chapter in my life where I will have, but for those several months I didn't have.
Uh-huh. I guess, what's your advice for anybody who is just starting out or thinking about taking this plunge?
You have to do it. If you don't do it, you will really regret it at one point in your life. And you will see at that point that it was actually really easy to do that, because there was this nice proverb that I just put on my Instagram, that if you want to have things that you never had, you have to do things that you've never done.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I'm gonna remember that. So there's something I need to tell you today.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to meet later.
Right.
And I was able to meet you earlier today than I expected, because I found out today that I actually got laid off from my job. So, and I kind of knew it was coming, and like I said, I told you earlier, like I personally have been thinking about taking a big long travel trip, and so I kind of saw all this coming. So meeting with you today for me is like very poignant, because all this advice you're giving about you have to do things that you don't normally do.
I have very good advice for you.
And everything. It's exactly what I needed to hear today.
Okay, so I will tell you what I believe in.
Yes.
I believe in that if you want to do something in life, and you really, and this emotion starts growing within you and expanding, and it's something that your subconscious knows that at this point in life will be the best for you, the life will organize itself so that it will push you into that route. So the fact that you got laid off was not a coincidence, and it's not like you was needed there or something. What I can tell you about life, it's like we think we steer it, but we don't. It's something, maybe our subconscious is navigating our life, and we can, like this huge boat, we can steer it just a little bit, but not as for the general stream of what is supposed to happen. So the fact that you were laid off is absolutely, I believe, very good, and it was supposed to happen for you. It was your destination. It is actually because there was something within you, inside of you, that wanted to do that. And because people are staying in this comfort zone, sometimes life needs to do something a little bit uncomfortable, sometimes tragic, sometimes, I don't know, some experience that we think we don't want or we don't need, but we do. In your mind, in your subconscious, for a long time, and your subconscious, it knows that it is the best, and it's something that you have to do, and it won't allow any status quo to continue, and it pushed you through that kind of layer.
Yeah, that's how I'm trying to think about it. It's a
Yeah,
little
it's
crazy, like when it happens and you kind of get pushed off that cliff, which is how I'm feeling today and right now. But I also totally agree with what you're saying, and know that
It was on purpose.
meant to be, and yeah, and that I just have to embrace it and accept it. Yeah.
Such a change in life is the best thing that could have ever happened to you. You will be able to see that, as Steve Jobs said, that there are certain things that are happening, those dots in our life. The dots are changes, and we only are able to connect the dots when we look back on our life. So what happened to you today, you will be able to see in the future that, oh my God, it was so supposed to happen to me. It was that, and thank you, universe, that it
Yes,
happened
yes.
to me, because that was exactly my destiny. It's like, let's say, at one point I was married, and at one point I got divorced. And for so many people, the divorce part is such a tragic experience. But for me, it was a great experience, because I was simply supposed to go totally different direction from that point on. And I was left with no job, no money, because I gave just away everything. I was left with nothing, and I opened up myself up to the universe, and I was saying like, okay, let's see what now. But I was, I think I'm talented, I'm educated, I didn't turn into, I don't know, drugs or drinking. And if you do that, if you meditate and if you work on yourself and if you believe in yourself and you stay positive, in that moment of huge change, life is gonna bring you unbelievable things. It's that push, that jump, that's gonna bring you the best and so much wished for change in your life.
Thank you so much. I needed those words of inspiration.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No problem.